minutes before 9. For the last 11 years, millions of us have loved what one news magazine calls the most original, courageous, and successful show on television, MASH. But after Monday night, when the last show airs, there will be no more Hawkeye and JJ or Colonel Potter or Corporal Klinger or Major Houlihan or Father Mulcahy. No Radar, no Major Winchester, except, of course, in reruns, morning, noon, and night. This morning, Mike Farrell, who plays Captain B.J. Honeycutt, and Jamie Farr, who plays Corporal Klinger, are joining us from KABC in Los Angeles. And William Christopher, who plays Father Mulcahy, is joining us from our ABC station in St. Louis, KTVI. Hi, Bill. Morning, and hi, Jamie. Hi, Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning, David.
Hi, David. How are you?
Great. It's good to have you all with us today. I understand that the last day of shooting, or whatever it was, of the last episode, there was a lot of crying and a lot of loving and a lot of looking back and so forth, people talking about what they would miss most. Jamie, start us off. What will you miss most about this whole experience?
I'll miss the people that were involved with the show. I'll miss Mike and Bill and Alan and Loretta and David and Harry. And basically that's it. I won't miss the traffic driving from my home on the freeway at 9 o'clock in the morning or going home at 5:30 in the evening in the traffic. But the people.
Yeah, Mike, how about you?
Oh, sure. You know, David, when you have the kind of experience we've had for all these years, you grow to love these folks, and that's a tough thing to let go of. But of course, we'll have a continuing relationship. It's just that it won't be on the same kind of basis that it has been.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Mike. I'd like to think we might see each other again. Good.
Bill, you're continuing a relationship, right?
Yes, I expect so. You know, you mentioned all these characters who won't be around anymore. There may be a few surprises for people because a couple of them may stick around.
Like? Come on, give us an example.
Well,
don't tease us like that.
Well, all right, Jamie, how am I doing?
You're doing fine, Bill. I like your tie.
It wasn't, oh, thank you. Can you see my tie?
Yes.
I wasn't too long ago that 20th Century Fox got into some discussions with Larry Gelbart, and the idea was hatched to do a show about what some of these characters would do and what might happen to them after they come home. It wasn't the original intention of any sequel to MASH, but as it developed, Jamie and Harry Morgan and myself got involved in this project, and I think I speak for Jamie when I say we're very excited about what we could do. And so we expect to be back to 20th Century Fox. Jamie says he doesn't... He's not going to be sorry not to have that drive into town, but you may very well have it, I'm afraid, Jamie. And I'll see you on the freeway, I think.
Also, Mike Farrell and I have a property we're working on. Mike optioned the script for himself for a movie of the week. He kept reading it and wanted to rewrite it, and he kept saying, you know, this isn't me, this is Jamie. So he gave me the script to read, and I said, boy, I'd love to do it. And Mike said he'd love to direct it, so we have it over at another network right now. So my friend Mike and I may be working together as actor and director.
I'd like to say that I turned that script down, but...
You'd like to say it, but you can't.
Mike Allen Alda said that he wouldn't miss having that stubble on his face much of the time. What are you not going to miss? It can't be perfect every minute.
Oh, gee, no, of course it can't, David. But I'd be hard-pressed to think of something I won't miss.
I'll tell you one thing I won't miss.
Yeah.
If we go and do a new show, we're all going to be civilians, and it'll be awfully nice to get out of the Army green and not have to wear the combat boots.
Hey, tell me about the practical joking. You know, the word's out that you guys really do a lot of practical joking, or enough practical joking to make it an item. Jamie, who's done what to whom, and how serious does it really get?
This is a classic. It started out when Mike and Harry Morgan and I were at the commissary, and we were having lunch, and the waiter came over and brought us dessert with some frozen yogurt. And he said that it was from Richard Attenborough, who was at the next table. He was directing a film with Anthony Hopkins called Magic. So Mike and Harry and I thought, what a wonderful gesture. He probably is a fan of MASH, and we should thank him. So we looked over to him and we waved at him and we tried to get his attention, and he kept ignoring us. And we couldn't understand it. Now suddenly we're standing up and we're waving some more at him, and we're practically standing on our heads to get his attention, and he's still ignoring us. And suddenly we all got the same feeling. We turned to our left, and there was David Ogden Stier slumped over a table laughing hysterically. He had sent the yogurt. So to get back at him, we sent our check and told the waiter that he should pick up the tab. But then David signed Gary Berghoff's name to the tab. And then when we found out, we said, my God, Gary is going to have a fit when he finds out about this. And I'll let you pick up the story from there, Mike.
It got better. The next day, I made it a point to go and talk to Gary on the set and say, look, it was a joke. And before I could get to Gary, he came storming into the set and just read David the Riot Act. Said, how dare you do this to me? How dare you embarrass me in front of everybody? And I was saying, Gary, wait just a minute. And David was ashen-faced, and he got up and stalked off the set. And I went over to Gary, and I said to Gary, look, it was just a joke. Let me explain it to you. And he said, Mike, David got me this morning, and he made me do this. He told me you guys were going to be trying to apologize.
It was all an act.
He made me do it.
It was all a piece of well-scripted material.
Right.
By the time we painted David Ogden Stiers' dressing room purple and orange while we were on Thanksgiving vacation.
That's nice.
And he didn't know it. And when he came back, he didn't tell us anything about it. And our curiosity was aroused. We wanted to find out his reaction. And about 2 weeks later, he came over to us. He said, did they paint your dressing rooms while we were away? We said, no. He said, well, they painted mine. He said they painted it salmon and mauve. He wouldn't say purple and orange.
Jamie,
it was a success. You know, as far as jokes, how about Mike Farrell? Don't you hold the record for hanging more surgical instruments on the backs of your peers than anyone else on MASH? I think you do.
Bill,
it's a record I don't claim.
Right. Mike,
we're running out of time. He's got a great practical joke story.
Oh, shoot. You just teased us.
Lenny Schrader.
Come back and tell us again when we've got more time. Jamie, thank you. Mike and Bill, congratulations. Millions of us will be with you Monday night. Good to have you with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
We'll be back in just a moment after these words from 100% Colombian Coffee.